Each and every NFL game is recognizable even by just a glimpse. This is due in part to the prestigious appearances of every team. And nothing carries the appearance more than the shining helmets on each player's head before each game. Today, we're ranking all 32 helmet designs in the NFL. Number 32, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's be real, the gray and red combo works together about as well as Bruce Arians and Antonio Brown. You can argue all you want about how it's a scary looking color scheme, but you'll probably agree with me next year once Brady retires and you follow the next bandwagon trail. Number 31, Washington Commanders. Somehow, the Commanders managed to go from one of the best helmet designs in the NFL to one of the worst, with only just a few changes. The white in the old helmet added for a break from the dry colors in their color scheme, and removing that left the helmets looking like a Walmart Golden Gophers helmet. Number 30, New England Patriots. Once again, do not try and mix red with gray. And no, the flying head of Elvis dressed as Captain America does not make this helmet look any better. Number 29, Carolina Panthers. For having one of the best color schemes in the NFL, this helmet is a big letdown for the team, even more so than their quarterback situation. These helmets look like when you wait till the last minute to do your homework and you have to come up with something before you turn it in. Number 28, Cleveland Browns. Widely known for being among the laziest with their helmet and logo design, you have to give them some credit. Other than looking like a construction helmet, this is not quite the worst helmet we've seen so far. Number 27, Indianapolis Colts. I wish I could go into detail about this, but there's just not a lot to see here. I honestly have nothing to say about it, I just don't like it. Number 26, Arizona Cardinals. What's up with all these teams in white and gray helmets? Give us some detail. The Cardinals have a really cool color scheme, and black helmets would look way better. At the least, menacing helmets would give other teams a reason to fear that toddler they have at QB. Number 25, Detroit Lions. I don't want to blame the team for this one, but I think Detroit could be a little higher on this list if the helmets looked scary. But in order for that to happen, they'd have to win a few games, and no offense to the Lions, but every team so far is happy to see those gray and blue helmets pop up on their schedule. Number 24, Buffalo Bills. I'll probably get a lot of hate for this one, as they do have a pretty cool logo, but say it with me, white helmets do not look good. Although this is one of the better looking white helmets out there, there are just so many more helmets in the NFL that are better than this one. Number 23, Minnesota Vikings. While the purple and yellow combination usually goes for a cool design, the horns on the side of the helmet don't look all that well. Maybe the colors just look like a meme after the whole gritty thing, but this helmet is not the best. Number 22, Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, we can say one thing for sure. This helmet design is at least better than their old half-golden ones. The Jaguars have a pretty cool logo, and just like their team, the colors look good together, but none of the colors look good alone. It's a step up, but it's not quite there. Number 21, Dallas Cowboys. If navy and silver didn't look as good as it does, the Cowboys helmet would just look like some crazy teen girl's hat from 2010. There's not the most detail, but you gotta give America's team some credit. Number 20, Kansas City Chiefs. Not like there's a lot there, but the Chiefs helmets have a nice feel to them, and thanks to Kermit the Frog, these helmets are something to take seriously. Number 19, Los Angeles Chargers. Clearly, I'm not a big fan of white helmets, but the Chargers actually pull it off more than any other team. These are actually a pretty good looking helmet. Now they just need to pull it together and make it to the playoffs to give it that menacing touch. Number 18, New York Jets. Now I know, this is not the best looking helmet, but I'm still used to the Jets' old white and green helmets, which definitely would have put them at the bottom of this list. In comparison, these helmets are way better. They may still be the worst team, but at least now they don't look like it. Number 17, Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have one of the better color schemes in the NFL, but they definitely did not use that to their advantage when making their helmets. Sure, they look good with the jerseys, but this list is about just the helmets, and they could do better. Number 16, San Francisco 49ers. Gold is one of the best colors for a helmet, don't get me wrong, but the red highlights on this gold helmet do not make for the best look. I prefer a black helmet with some red and gold highlights on it maybe, and who knows, with Jimmy G out the window, or more specifically on the sidelines for the rest of eternity, Trey Lance would be a great way to make that style known. Number 15, Philadelphia Eagles. Much like their team in the NFL, this is a helmet that's decent, but nobody really cares about it. Personally, I like the mix of dark green and the white feather-looking crown thing or whatever it is, but there's not much special to it. Number 14, Houston Texans. The Texans have one of the coolest logos in the NFL, but the logo alone can't make a helmet great, and the Texans didn't put anything else into the design. And the Texans helmets aren't seen necessarily like the Lions helmets, but 4 decent seasons in 20 years isn't a very scary stat to the other teams around the league. Number 13, Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have a cool color scheme, but their logo is not the best thing in the world. That, plus the fact that they tried to make their logo carry the entire design, leaves the Ravens just outside the top 10. Number 12, Denver Broncos. This is bound to be a controversial one, but I just don't see enough put into this helmet. Sure, the logo is cool, but what else is there really here? Denver is close to having an awesome helmet, but they just need a little more detail. Number 11, Chicago Bears. This is definitely my most unpopular opinion here, but there's just something about the gleam off the Bears helmets come game day. They may have been bad for about a decade now, but those familiar helmets always call for a classic game. Number 10, Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons have one of my personal favorite logo designs, which lands it here in the top 10, but they also probably just stopped trying 3/4 of the way through making this helmet because there isn't much else to it. Number 9, Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks definitely put the most small details into their helmets, and I'm pretty sure most people feel very highly about this one. However, I just don't see it, especially when their logo looks like dog droppings. It's a solid helmet, but it lacks a good QB. I mean, lacks good enough like highlights. Number 8, New York Giants. This helmet's a classic design and it would be lower, but it's just so hard to hate on. Not that the helmet actually looks that good, but the white lettering gives it a nice touch, and these helmets are always one to brighten your game day. Number 7, Los Angeles Rams. The Rams went through a design change a few years back, and whether for the better or for the worse, the helmet design was definitely a step up. Most people won't agree with me on this one, and I get it, it's hard to see the oldest helmet design in the NFL fade away, but the new design is just a little bit better. Number 6, New Orleans Saints. Whether the Saints are good or whether they're led by Jameis Winston, this is a menacing helmet in the NFL. It's always scary to see a crowd of gilded players charging onto the field, even if they're poised for a mediocre season. Number 5, Green Bay Packers. There is no helmet more classic than this one, straight and simple. This may not be the original helmet in the NFL, but everyone knows this one and nobody dislikes it. It's also a rare occasion where people fear it in the regular season, but are pretty happy to see it up against them in the playoffs. Number 4, Tennessee Titans. This helmet is the definition of white face masks are back. The dark blue helmet highlighted by the white face mask is a look to keep around. I know it's only been a decade since white face masks were last popular, but I think it's time we bring them back into more helmets. Number 3, Miami Dolphins. In 2003, the Dolphins went through one of the worst design changes in NFL history, even though they stayed pretty much the same. Not only did the fierce football helmet Dolphin turn into a feminine counter, and the ocean blue color turned into a child's blue, but they also took away the best stripe in any NFL helmet design. And no offense to the Dolphins, but they haven't really made a look for this helmet other than a mediocre/bad team. However, the colors are still there, and it's a good helmet all around. Number 2, Pittsburgh Steelers. This helmet has been around for ages, which is why it's surprising that it's at spot number 2. Though it may not be a player's favorite thing to wear on a hot day, these helmets have a mix of solid design and 6 Super Bowl rings to make it menacing and hold it high on this list. Number 1, Cincinnati Bengals. It's crazy how simple the best helmet design is. This helmet has a combination of 2011 Madden nostalgia and actually good design that leaves it beaten by none other. Cincinnati may have fallen one team short of the Super Bowl, but that won't happen here. Anyway, those are my rankings for all of the NFL helmets. If you disagree, be sure to comment down below what you think is the best helmet in the NFL. And if you did enjoy this video, please subscribe, maybe check out some of my other content. You might enjoy it, and it would help me so much more than you think. I guess I will see you guys all in the next one.